Hey YouTube, it's me Michelle. Today is February 19th, 2019, and I just wanted to give a quick update on some things that have been going on. I haven't been on here in probably at least a few months, maybe. I think my last time I went to my page, my channel, it said like it's been 5 months since I've been on here. I did record a video like 2 months ago or a month ago, but the quality was just terrible. My face just didn't look right, and so I posted the video, but then I immediately took it down like the very next day or something. So, because I was like, no, I'm not going out like that. But I did want to give it just a little update on what's been going on with us. Um, so the last video I made, I believe my husband, I had talked to my husband about adoption, where that was the route we were considering. Well, a lot has happened in 5 months. Initially, he did want to, then he didn't want to, then he was like, no, he didn't really want to, and then he just kind of was very apprehensive. And so I told him, well, I just give him time to think about it. And probably a month ago, he said, well, yeah. In fact, that was why I recorded the video, because he said, yeah, that he was okay with it, that we could go ahead and adopt. And I was like, yay, okay. But I still wanted to give him a little time to really process what he had said, because I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is rush him or make him feel like he's rushed into anything. That wouldn't be right, to him, to us, or to the child. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page moving forward. That happened. So some, I guess, kind of exciting news for me. I am, I, I went to the doctor, the OB-GYN, I guess the beginning of the month. I think it was on the 4th. And when I went there, I switched doctors. I went to see a new doctor because I don't know. Well, I don't know if I've told the story, but what happened was prior to my surgery, when I had the myomectomy in 2016, I had been seeing a doctor, and I was seeing her for about maybe 6 years. And then she took ill and she eventually passed. And so I wound up going to another doctor, and she's the doctor who did my surgery, and I really liked her. She was a good doctor. However, she had decided that she no longer wanted to practice medicine. Or, yeah, she didn't want to practice medicine anymore. She wanted to start teaching medicine, so she went to teach medicine. So when she did my surgery, she actually had another doctor that was in that same practice sit in the room, and she watched everything so that when I did my follow up after the surgery, I could go see her because my doctor was no longer going to be practicing medicine. So I went and saw her one time, and then after that, she winds up leaving that practice, and there was another doctor that I wound up seeing. So that was like 4 doctors in the span of like 6 months. So I had seen a lot of different doctors, and none of them did I really just choose. The doctor who did my surgery was really, really good, and I thank God that I did go with her. But it wasn't like, even when I went to see her, I was a friend, a coworker, had referred me to another doctor in that practice. That doctor couldn't see me, so I wound up seeing her. So it was just a lot of me kind of being passed from doctor to doctor to doctor. And so this doctor that I saw earlier this month was at the practice with the initial doctor that I had been seeing for 6 years, the one who passed away. She was in practice with her, but after my doctor at the time passed, the other doctor that I just saw didn't have a private practice. She had gone into, I think she said, back into the hospital. Well, recently she got her private practice again, so I went and saw her. Anyways, long story short, it was interesting because she was going over medical history and, had I had any children, that I was pregnant or whatever. And so she told me to try acupuncture. And I was like, and I told her, I said, well, I had thought about it, I'd heard about it, but I didn't really want to because I felt like it was just another home remedy. And I felt like I had tried every home remedy that there was, and I didn't want to try anymore. I was kind of done at that time with home remedies. And she told me simply, she said, well, if it doesn't work and you don't get pregnant, she said, at least you'll be really relaxed. She was like, you'll have a lot of relaxation. She said, it's very restful and it's a lot of other benefits, So she said it couldn't hurt anything. So I was like, okay. So fast forward a few weeks, I think I kind of researched it because I'm a research head. I researched it a little bit, and then when I was done, I actually made a doctor's appointment here in Houston. I mean, an appointment to see an acupuncturist here in Houston. They do have one that specializes in fertility, but they were a little expensive. And since most acupuncture, it's just about different pressure points and things, I figured that I would find someone that was a little less expensive. So that's what I did. I found another one, and I'm scheduled to have a visit with them this coming Saturday. Yay! So this will be my first acupuncture visit, or visit with an acupuncturist. I did kind of mention it to my husband. I did mention it a little bit to him, that that was what she suggested and things of that nature. But I did not tell him that I made the appointment and I was gonna go. Not the only one I really mentioned it to was my mom and one of my coworkers, because she's been going through some different challenges as well. Um, I didn't tell him not because I want to be sneaky or anything like that, but for me, I was under so much pressure before when I was focusing on the pregnancy and things like that. I don't want to shift my focus and be focused on a pregnancy. I want to focus on, okay, this may be something, it may work, it may not, we'll see. But I don't want to come home and, what do you think happened, or how do you think it worked, or anything like that. I mean, that would just, I don't want to go down that road again. I don't want to get have any anxiety or any depression or anything, which were things that I did deal with before when I was avidly trying to get pregnant. And so that's not something I want to deal with again. So I'm going to take the quiet route, I guess. But I did mention to him that I was thinking about, that the doctor did tell me to go try acupuncture. I mentioned it to him, but I didn't really mention that I'm going to start. Like I said, not to keep secrets, but just for my own sanity. I just can't have a lot of questions and how did it go and what did they say and what do you think, and it's too much. And then for me at the time, I felt like it's not always people that don't have bad intentions, but they're not always as supportive maybe as you need. And so that was something that I did deal with, and I don't really want to go down that road again. So for me, I'm just gonna try to do it as quietly. So I've decided I'm gonna try to go for 3 months. My insurance does cover it, acupuncture. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. I will go for about 3 months. That's my plan, to go for about 3 to 4 months. And then if nothing happens in that time, I'm not going to continue to waste my money. But I'm still looking down the adoption road. My husband and I are still considering that. That's something I still would like to do regardless. I want to adopt. But I do want to make sure that I explore all options as far as maternal, becoming a parent naturally so. And I'm a little apprehensive about getting pregnant because I just turned 41, and I'm just, not that 41 is old, don't get me wrong, but I did just turn 41, and part of me is like, I feel like everything's already going different directions physically with my body, and I was like, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to get it all back together as soon as, the baby gets here, which is because that's important to me, to be together a certain way. So that's what I'm looking at. But my husband, we did talk the day that I did mention, hey, are we going to go through with this adoption or not? And he was like, well, he always wanted to have a child, but he wanted to have a child with me, us have our own child. And he's not against adoption, but that wasn't what he had thought of. I always wanted to adopt, so it didn't really matter that much to me. But he had never thought of it like that. So with that being said, I want to give this a try. I refuse to spend that much money, $15,000, $30,000. I refuse to spend that much money trying to get pregnant. But if it's going to cost me $80 to $100 for an acupuncture visit, I can afford that. I can do that, And if worst case scenario, it doesn't work and I'm stress free or stress reduced, I feel like my doctor said, and I appreciated her telling me that, because I have not had any medical doctors tell me much of anything other than don't worry about it, or maybe try something else, or have you considered fertility doctor. Like, she was the only one. And one of the fertility doctors did ask had I tried acupuncture, but they never suggested that I try acupuncture. So I did appreciate the fact that she offered that, because I feel like most medical doctors just offer some type of a medical, you know, avenue for you, and they don't offer you, other ways to help you. And so I did appreciate it. So I was like, I told God, I was like, well, Lord, I'll try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. I'm not going to stress about it or worry about it or be upset about it. We're already in the process of trying to adopt. We're in the process of trying to buy a house and do some other things. I'm really trying to wait till we buy the house to adopt, just because I'm thinking I want an older child. And right now we stay in like a 1 bedroom apartment. So I'm thinking of waiting until we purchase to go down the road of adoption. But then part of me is like, well, maybe I should hurry up and do it quick, because my husband is on board and you want to strike while the iron is hot type thing. But I think he'll be, if I'm okay with it. And he told me that night that he did say, okay, if I wanted to, he would, and he will do it. He's okay with it. And my husband loves children, but I just think the idea of, it is a little scary. I'm a little apprehensive about the whole adoption process, not because I think it's a bad thing, but because you're bringing a different personality. I mean, children already have different personalities. They're totally different people. But I guess my biggest fear is down the road when they do question what's going on, which I plan on being open with them from the get to the go. Like, hey, this is a situation with your parents or whatever, and how you came to be with us. But at the same time, I guess I do have some reservations about the resentment factor that they may go through and things like that. But I'm not afraid of that enough to not want to try it, because it may not happen, but I understand his concern too, because if I want it and I'm concerned, then somebody who's just willing to, I know they're concerned. So but that's pretty much where we are. I want to post a video. I plan on posting another one after I come from the acupuncture rest. I may post one as I'm going into the doctor and see if I can, give a few pointers or do a video or something. But I don't know. I kind of feel good about the acupuncture, but we'll see. I'm not distraught. I feel like whatever God has for us is what He has for us, and I'm not going to worry about it. But I do kind of have a good feeling about this whole thing, and I am a little excited about it. But yeah, so we'll see what God has in store, and I will keep y'all posted. I do go, today is Tuesday, so I'll be going this coming Saturday. So the one I found, they are open on Saturday, so I'll try and see if I can make a video Saturday of maybe me getting there or right after the visit and tell you what he said. I'm gonna do they do a consultation, and then if I want, I can start the treatment as well. But I'm going to start the treatment as well. So I'm going to do the consultation, which I guess is 20 or 30 minutes. They asked me to bring my medical records, which I have, and I'll bring with me. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and go do the first treatment, because just reading online, they were saying it's best to do it right around the time when you start ovulating and things like that. And so my fertility window will be starting like Saturday. So for me, that's like a good time to get started. So, and we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about it. We'll see. Only God knows. But just wanted to update you, and I will keep you updated. And Lord willing, I'll post another video on Saturday. All right. Yeah. Have a great one. Love, love. Bye.